Hi everyone, finally I'm getting this video done, I hope, as long as I don't get any interruptions. We're going to be making our flower today using the Sue Wilson Striped Nasturtium flower. I'm sure many of you have seen it before. Okay, the whole idea of this flower I got from looking at a goldfish, believe it or not, and with the goldfish sort of with its lips. I was nearly going to show you on mine, but you can't see them. So you've got this fishy look. So what's involved, we're going to leave this shape for a moment because that's for the flower, and the same flower but a different variation of it. So we're going to stick two pieces together, and where you're going to glue them is around, maybe if I got a black pencil I could show you. Let me see, I had here's one. We'll do it on the back of this flower. If you can see where I'm colouring, you'll see this is where we need to put the glue, and we don't want to put too much. Talking of the glue, I'm using Cosmic Shimmer acrylic glue that's made by Creative Expressions. I've got it in a little squeeze bottle, but this is the glue I'm talking about. Now, you can use any white glue, it doesn't matter what it is. And I will do two shapes to show you. I bet you the bottle will, no, it's going to behave itself. Now, you don't want to use a heap, especially on vellum, because it's going to spread out. And I know I've got the shakes terribly today, but that's the way it goes. So we glue another one directly on top. Line them up. And the most important thing with this flower is to let that glue dry. So, what do they say sometimes with the magic of television or cameras? I've done one. This one was done a couple of days ago. And to get this so that you get the nice look, what you don't want to do is crease the vellum or the paper, is just stick a tool. No, I'm not getting it. There we go. Stick a tool in here and just rock it back and forwards, move it around. It doesn't matter if the glue has spread a little bit like it looks like there. Then turn it over and do it on the other side so that you're able to do that fishy look. So we do that with all of the sides, and I'm going to, I think I've got, no, I don't want to use that one. I've got one that I've done in the blue metallic, and if it was a bigger one you'd use a ball, say this size. This is a smaller one, so I'm going to use about, it looks like about 1/8 of an inch, and just go around and push it down, and you'll get that nice effect. And in the middle then we can, I had one, I know I did, I made one before. Now get my big fingers out of the way, and you can put a little gemstone in there. That's my phone telling me I've got a notification. My husband Rob always says, "What was that?" So that's all that it is to it, except if you're going to then do it with the open petals on the top, you're going to glue it the same. So you're going to come around here and glue it. And with the open petals, you're obviously not going to run the tool around that, because if you do, you could break those lines. So instead, what I suggest is just run your embossing tool on it a little bit, but you won't need much. And I'm gonna keep going with this one, because can you hear my pussycat? She's probably going to hop up on the table in a minute and walk right across us, and then we'll be in trouble. Okay, so remember the fishy. As I said, don't bend the paper. It doesn't look nice if it's got a crease in it. Then we'll give it some shaping and see how we go. Now, what I do now, and I can't see what I'm looking for, so I'm going to improvise and use this little bottle as my flower holder. People look at my cards and always ask me, what's the shiny substance I've used? They think glitter maybe. Well, occasionally it is, but only occasionally. This is my best friend, Kindy Glitz. I love it. And what we do with this flower, now I'm not going to do the glittery part today because glitter will go everywhere. Fergie will come and stand in it, so we'll just pretend. So put a bit on, bit of plastic, what have you, and paint inside and outside of these open petals. And what it'll do, you'll notice I've just bent that a bit, but that doesn't matter because that'll give it the look. If you look at the picture, I don't think I've got one here that I've painted like that. If you look at the picture, you'll see that they do go a bit wonky, but that's the look you want. And then paint a bit, some more of this Kindy Glitz on. I'm not going to keep going with it, but paint some more so that it's nice and wet, but you don't want to have it ridiculous. And then sprinkle it with some clear glitter. I don't think I've got any. It doesn't matter. Here, my wonderful assistant, Sherelle, she's going to look over there amongst all my junk, but I don't think it's there. And then put them on over a bit of paper and sprinkle them with a clear glitter, one that's just nice and sparkly, what have you. There's another phone going. Isn't that wonderful? The modern technology. So, that's how we do that one. Then you can put whatever centres you want in them. You've got a little sort of diamante type of centre. I did do one before where I've put, I don't know whether you'll be able to see it, a little pearl in the centre, and these ones I've done. When I first made this flower, because I thought to call it a fishy flower didn't sound good, so I called them sugar flowers because the glitter resembled a fine sugar. I also did, after I had done the glitter bit, this one I've put a diamante in the middle, and then I've poked, look at that hand grabbing me. Oh, for goodness sake. Poked little stamens in. Can you see that okay? Yeah. So I think that's the only examples I've got here. It's another one. That one's just got a diamante in it. But they are a very pretty flower, and varying them by putting the open petal on it. This is the first time I've ever made them out of, I don't like to call it metallic paper, but I'll call it pearlescent paper. It's worked quite well, and I think you could do it out of another paper. The only thing I would avoid is a really smooth paper. I think you want one that's got a little bit of texture, and it's hard for me to explain that. I might have to talk about that another time. So, stick your shapes together, glue around the edges here, let it dry properly, use something, whether it be a tool like this. I'd be careful with a tool like this one, because you could poke a hole in it. And if anything, if you're having trouble, just get an embossing tool and just run it up and down in there, trying not to leave any marks on it. And then shape it in the middle, and you really are going to be just going, when you've got it open like this one, put him up there, you just want to be going in here with your tool to shape it in the middle. You don't want to, where's another one here? You don't want to be getting on the petals, because that's going to close them over. So just a bit, and then even push down gently into a nice moulding mat, and there you have it. Well, that was a success. We haven't had the cat jump on the table. We've had a few phones.
You want to turn it off?
Yeah, I think we can turn it